I know it's dangerous. But you're the only one who can unite the people. You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.
This is our message to you.
Subway Series presents the Italianos. 3 new subs made with an Italian flair. Say ciao to the zesty hotshot Italiano, the tastier than ever ultimate BMT, or go all in with the Boss. Each served with a free 16-ounce drink. Elevate your game at Subway.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
It doesn't matter if you speak English, or if your native tongue is French, Spanish, or Dutch. It doesn't matter if you are male or female, young or young at heart. We in the Caribbean Football Union speak the same language. Football.
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 And we speak with one voice.
The 2024 Caribbean Football Union Under-14 Boys Challenge Series is being brought to you by some of our kind sponsors. Sixth Rent-A-Car, the official ground transportation provider for the 2024 CFU Boys Under-14 Challenge Series, hosted in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, some of our other partners include the Ministry of Sport and Community Development of Trinidad and Tobago, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, Sixth Rent-A-Car, Subway, Stream Blue, and Powerade. And of course, we invite you to be a part of the winnings. You can scan the QR code to be a part of our survey and to win special merchandise packages. Our prizes include a Sport TT notepad, cap, and keychain, a drawstring Visit Trinidad bag, water bottle, and microfiber towel, or an I Choose Sport t-shirt, pencil case, and a phone popper. That's how you can join in on some of the action right here during the duration of this Caribbean Football Union Under-14 Boys Challenge Series. Good afternoon and welcome to the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima, as we are pleased to bring you yet another day of action from this year's competition 2024. I am Jassy Marie, taking you through today's commentary. And first up on the cards, we will have Antigua and Barbuda taking on Barbados. These are two teams that are locked in heated competition in Group A of Tier 2. And of course, it's all to play for a chance to move into the next round of this competition. Kickoff is coming up at just around 2 p.m. And later on this afternoon, don't forget, stay tuned to our streaming pages for action. Also in this group, Cayman Islands and Guyana will square off from 4 p.m. Once again, this is the action headed your way from here, the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima. Cool and gentle breeze is blowing across this afternoon's venue. Certainly will be inviting to all and sundry involved in this afternoon's affair. Off to the north of us, along the northern range, there seems to be some rains and those may be eventually blowing into us here at the venue, which will only make those conditions that much more special. 31 degrees Celsius, and of course a 25% chance that it may rain here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. So it's all going to take place in short order right here from this venue. Of course, there are also other matches happening around the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Down at the Bolden Stadium at 2 p.m. kickoff will see Grenada and St. Lucia doing battle, and then the afternoon into evening match, St. Martin and Bonaire. At the Hazley Crawford Stadium, it's Dominica versus the British Virgin Islands from 2 p.m. and then from 4 p.m. Anguilla taking on Turks and Caicos. Of course, it's also happening. Action is also taking place at the Dwight York Stadium over in Tobago. And this afternoon we will have 2 playoff matches on the cards as the teams gear up to head into semi-final action. Of course, there'll be the playoff first of all between the second place and third place in Group 1, and then of course the first and fourth in Group B. But meanwhile, the teams have made their way onto center stage here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. From left to right of your screen, the boys in their splendid yellow Antigua and Barbuda, and to the right in blue, Barbados. National anthems of both teams. All right, so allow me to just give you the scenario here from the Larry Gomes Stadium. St. Vincent, or rather Antigua, they sit second in Group A on 4 points, but only just via goal differential over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. importantly for them, though, this is their final fixture, while St. Vincent and the Grenadines have played out all of their 4 matches in group play. It means, therefore, that the Antiguans have a chance to increase their points tally, of course, but it's Barbados in the lead with 9 points from their 3 matches played so far. Perfect 9 in those 3 matches. They've scored victories over St. Vincent and the Grenadines 6-2, Guyana 6-2 as well, and over the Cayman Islands 4-1. The starting lineups for Antigua and Barbuda: Jameer Thomas is in goal. Shamir Walters, number 8, is the captain. Hakeem Musa, number 2. Number 3, AJ Bartley. Number 9, Joshua James. Number 6, Tariq Joseph. Number 10, Luke Harney Rogerson. Number 7, Mario Lewis. Number 13, Ethan Camacho. Number 17, Delonte Phoenix. And number 16, Alan Henry. Lineups for Barbados now. In goal, Jamari Watson. Of course, the captain this afternoon is number 7, Amari Small. Number 2, Xavier Thorne. Number 12, Rajari Rollins. Number 13, Jazori Thompson. Number 14, Israel Watson. Number 15, Javante Ward. Number 16, D'Amico Jordan. Number 17, Javier Marshall. Number 19, Denari Griffith. And number 20, Ty Gittens. Match officials for this afternoon, taking charge of this afternoon's affair. Of course, Alexi Perry is the man with the whistle. Assistant referee number 1, Prince Albury. Assistant referee number 2, Sophia Golding. And the 4th official, Ariel Rodriguez. Those are your match officials ahead of kickoff in this one. It's Antigua. They'll be attacking from left to right of your screen, taking on Barbados, attacking from right to left. Once again, Antigua on 4 points from 3 matches. This is their final group phase fixture in this Group A Tier 2, while the Bajans, they have a perfect 3 wins from 3 matches so far and looking to extend that record. So we are just awaiting the opening whistle in this afternoon's affair at the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima. And there we have it. Antigua. They are in possession. Of course, this ball all the way back for them. And this could be an early giveaway from their captain. He had to be careful, Shamar Walters. But a bit of a tactical adjustment by Antigua today. Of course, they are sensing that they would need to be at their strongest in order to challenge this Barbados unit that has been so ruthless in their operations so far this tournament. Of course, with 2 handsome 6-2 victories, Barbados, as well as one 4-1 victory over the Cayman Islands. Walters, the captain for Antigua and Barbuda, he's usually the tip of the spear in attack for them, but today he starts in the center of defense. He's joining the attack this time for this free kick. To be taken by AJ Bartley. Blocked away by the Bajans. This is Walters playing it forward. Harney Rogerson for Antigua. Play yet to really settle between these two. But in the meantime, though, here come the boys from Barbados along the right-hand side. This is a big switch of play. It's aimed at Rajari Rollins from that left-hand flank. He goes tumbling over. Still with it now, Barbados. Thought about the shot that time, Amari Small. He's wearing the armband today for them. And then he's just forced into committing the tackle that concedes a free kick for Antigua. Lumped forward by Walters, and just sneaking in around the undetected that time. However, he straight offside was the man Joshua James. Another one of the tactical adjustments made by Antigua and Barbuda. Usually plays up front. Today he's asked to perform duties in the left fullback position. Meanwhile, this is Barbados attacking now through their left-hand flankers, Thompson and Rollins. Eventually they earn a throw-in. Rather, a corner kick is going to be taken by Small. Small swings this one in. The keeper thought about coming for it, the Antiguan shot stopper, Thomas. Eventually he just allows it to curl out of play for a goal kick to Antigua and Barbuda. Here they come again though, Barbados along this right-hand side. Denari Griffith is the man in possession. He swings the cross in now. It's aimed toward D'Amico Jordan, who's in the middle. Doesn't quite get there, but here they come again, Barbados. Losing out that time was Rollins, and it's Antigua bringing it the other way. Smart interplay between Bartley and Mario Lewis. This is Harney Rogerson trying to spring Lewis free. The eventual pass, though, just behind the number 7. Barbados, this is Jordan. Jordan on the turn against Walters. Gets the better of him. This is D'Amico Jordan, but Walters is quick. He's strong. Certainly resolute in defending. So to A.J. Bartley that time. This is a good-looking ball. Couldn't control it that time was Camacho. Here he is again now, Camacho for Antigua and Barbuda. Gets it back to James. James will hook this one forward and out of play for a throw-in to Barbados. Walters had to make that challenge. Otherwise, Jordan might have very well been through. Here he is again now, Walters. He's leaving this one to his goalkeeper. Quite brave that time, but it would have been offside anyway had Jordan been able to get onto the end of the pass. Good tussle there between Bartley and Rollins. Bartley gets the better of him. This is Lewis. Crosses this ball in towards his teammate who's fouled. That's Camacho, just at the edge of the penalty area. Harney Rogerson wants it. Looks like it's going to be Luke Harney Rogerson taking responsibility for this free kick. Just around 20 or so yards, just a little bit over. Harney Rogerson drives it into the wall. Still with it is the number 10 for Antigua and Barbuda. Still with it. He goes down in the area. And referee Perry says it might have been simulation. So So that time, Antigua and Barbuda looking for a penalty. It doesn't come their way. Instead, it's going to be a free kick to Barbados. It looked a good shot from my position. In the end, though, I'm not the one holding the whistle. And so we play on. Latest throw-in is for Barbados. They'll try to go forward. This is Lewis though for Antigua and Barbuda. Barbados win back possession. And then give it right back. Here they come again now. Antigua and Barbuda looking to release Camacho. That time the guilty man for Barbados, Ty Gittins. Just dwelling a bit on the ball near the halfway mark. Stolen away from him, and Antigua and Barbuda were able to get it forward, but just not quite into the feet of Camacho. They're still thinking about laying an assault on this Bajan team, but they come away now. This is Thompson. Well challenged by Lewis. Well won back. Harney Rogerson. Walters gets beneath the header. Harney Rogerson again now. Antigua and Barbuda looking quite neat in the build-up. Kareem Joseph, eventually the man earning the free kick. And this time, from a bit further out, it's almost surely going to be Walters rather than Rogerson. Can he stir up here? Rogerson, it's a rather Walters. He skews it wide. Did have the power, but not quite the accuracy to cause any potential problem to the Barbados shot stopper, who is today Jamari Watson. This is good delivery from him. Bartley now for Antigua and Barbuda. Aims this one toward Rogerson. Flicked on. Mario Lewis could be free on the right-hand side. Does well to win a throw-in. In the meantime, Rogerson is down for Antigua, just inside his own half. He's holding his head, and as you know, head injuries are nothing to pass by, or potential head injuries anyway. Referees these days are mandated to stop proceedings as long as a player complains of any head injury or for fear of concussion or even worse. So that's the latest stoppage. 10.5 minutes played. In this one, Antigua and Barbuda taking on Barbados. The final group assignments for either team. In Group A, Tier 2 of this, the CFU Under-14 Challenge Series. By all accounts, it seems as though Harney Rogerson is able to continue. This is Delonte Phoenix for Antigua and Barbuda with the switch of play. Gets it back now, the number 17, and slips a nice ball here through now to Joshua James. To the outside of him is support. This is a good looking cross. Lewis was interested, but out came Jamari Watson to take care of any danger for Barbados. Meanwhile, here they come. The player battling away for possession that time was Javonte Ward. Walters has to go across to see off any potential attack, and he does so efficiently, but only for the time being. Here again is Barbados. Cross coming in. Bartley tries to nut it down perhaps for his own goalkeeper. Instead will only concede a corner kick. To his relief, it was not anywhere near the frame of goal. So it's going to be only a corner kick to Barbados, but still these Antigua and Barbuda youngsters will have to be very watchful indeed. Good looking cross. Just trying to flick it on at the near post was Ward. Couldn't quite get the touch, and this is a nice looking shot coming in. Wide of the mark though by Jordan. As we have one more look at how that one panned out. Jordan onto the loose ball on the turn. Good low shot. But could have been better directed. They'll come again though, Barbados. Through the rapid pace of that man, Denari Griffith. He does well to keep it in play, but his cross is cut out by Walters for Antigua and Barbuda. This now will be Rollins trying to get Barbados back on the front foot. Instead though, he'll opt to go back to Thompson. And his errant pass towards Small is cut out, but here's Small now on the drive for Barbados. He's into the area. Walters will have to be careful. Good recovery challenge by the Antigua and Barbudan captain when Amari Small was well on his way. Small now will take charge of this corner kick. 4 to aim for. Jordan, Griffith among them. This is swung in toward the head of Griffith. And now they're queuing up at the edge of the area for Barbados. Comes back now to Thompson, but that touch is a bit loose. He does well to win it back, and then just barging into him was Delonte Phoenix for Antigua and Barbuda. Threw himself into the challenge. Thompson came out worse for wear, but he's able to continue. But in the meantime, free kick to Barbados. Small will handle it. Just approaching 15 minutes played. Amari Small, today's captain for Barbados. Go for goal, but it's only as far as the wall. He'll clip this one in now, but no blue shirt is interested in chasing that one down. So it's yet another goal kick to Antigua and Barbuda. Harney Rogerson now for the Antiguans. He's fouled. Clever player he is. That time he knew that the challenge was coming, and all he had to do was get there first and skip over his marker and invite the foul. He's saying that he doesn't need any attention out on that far side, but the man under the care of medical attention is Chazori Thompson for Barbados in at that left back position. His boot is off, so perhaps just might need another pair. In the meantime, though, play will resume with this free kick to Antigua on the far side. Floated in nicely. The heads go up. Barbados will get it clear. This is Denari Griffith to pick it up for them. Tries to sneak past his man. Doesn't quite get through with the attempted dribble. And now it's all the way back to Watson. In goal for Barbados. He'll aim this one out toward Rollins on this near side. Good delivery. Good first touch. And that's a foul. That time, Jordan just couldn't hide his intentions there. He was very deliberate in shoving Walters to the ground. Walters plays this one across to his defensive partner, Musa. And that's a pass just a bit too strong for Rogerson. Jordan will go after this one, but it's well shielded by Walters, covering his defense and allowing Jameer Thomas to come forward and claim in goal. That's a foul by Hani Rogerson. So far, things all square here at the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima as the referee signals it's time for the cooling break, the first of today's affair. Of course, remember, just around halfway through each period, there is a 1-minute stoppage for players to rehydrate and refresh themselves. It isn't too hot or too humid here at the Larry Gomes Stadium today, but still conditions do warrant the cooling break, which will take place now. This gives us an opportunity to refresh you of what has transpired so far. This was a chance for Barbados via D'Amico Jordan. Pretty much the best chance for either side so far today. It's been a quite cagey contest. Both teams trying to be a bit direct where possible. The approach play not too intricate. And so it's allowed the covering defenders on both teams to be a bit more assured in their tasks. As pretty much all they've had to do is remain alert and allow some errant through passes to either run all the way through to their respective goalkeepers or perhaps do the required mopping up themselves. So midway through the first half in this one here from the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima, still 0-0 between Antigua and Barbuda and Barbados. In this, the CFU Under-14 Boys Challenge Series. For those of you just joining, the Bajans sit atop of this group, Group A in Tier 2. They've won all 3 of their matches so far. Antigua and Barbuda, they have 1 win and 1 draw. That win coming via Guyana on opening day. They defeated the boys from the South American mainland 2-1. They perhaps might get something more here. Mario Lewis was the player impeded, stopped in his tracks, illegally so. Antigua and Barbuda will have another free kick. And of course, they are chasing after their second win in group play after defeating Guyana 2-1 on opening day. They lost out to St. Vincent and the Grenadines 1-0 before a crazy 3-3 draw against the Cayman Islands. That puts them on 4 points, second in this group, just ahead of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but this being their last fixture while the Vincentians have completed their schedule as far as group play goes. This is Delonte Phoenix with the latest free kick. Had good shape on it. Good enough power, but the height was the issue, just sailing above the crossbar and out for a goal kick to Barbados, which they've since taken. Coming forward now. That's a giveaway. Before the challenge by Karik Joseph on Thompson concedes a free kick to Barbados about midway into their own half. Thompson will be the designated kicker. Aimed it up toward Jordan, but it's cut out by Walters, and all the way through now it is with Alan Henry for Antigua and Barbuda before he loses out and Barbados bring it the other way. Just attempting the old kick and run maneuver. That time for the Bajan Xavier Thorne. It's cut out, and here he is now, Thorne. It's a timely intervention. Harney Rogerson, this is Henry. And a ball looking for Lewis. He had cut in from his regular position wide on the right-hand side. And the ball was put into the space that he might have occupied had he not gone in. Throw into Barbados. This is Gittins. Gives it away to Harney Rogerson. He perhaps might think about a strike. Instead, he just waltzes past two defenders, and the opportunity just went by him as well. Should have shot earlier, perhaps, Harney Rogerson. Just another look at it. It was given directly to him. His first touch was good. His second touch even better. His third and fourth put him into good position, but it also allowed the retreating Bajan defender to intervene. That time was Javier Marshall. Harney Rogerson, a lot further out than he was moments ago. But does he fancy himself either way? He does. Can't get it past the wall. Still alive for Antigua. Joseph with the double opportunity, but just can't stay either of them on target. So still, this goal in search, dare I even say in need of its first goal today. With just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. This is Rollins for Barbados. Loses out to Bartley. Bartley tries to set Lewis free, but he follows up himself. This now is Antigua and Barbuda. This is Joseph. Plays it forward toward Lewis. Cut out by Thompson. Bartley with the throw-in toward Harney Rogerson. Skillful player he is, but he loses out now. Helped out by his teammate. And now this is Rollins for Barbados. Good, strong challenge by Bartley. Lewis to Rogerson. Rogerson on the left foot. Still alive for Antigua and Barbuda. If they can only get their foot onto it, they can't before it's sent the other way for Barbados. Ward attempting to release Griffith. And now is Henry for Antigua and Barbuda. Finds himself some space. Cross will come in, aimed at Lewis. Collected quite calmly by the man in goal for Barbados, Jamari Watson, as there's another break in play for an injury. The player down this time on that far side seems to be Denari Griffith for Barbados. Requiring the brisk intervention of his medical staff. This was the earlier chance for Harney Rogerson. Good exchange with Lewis. He opted for a strike from way out. Just couldn't get it beyond the first defender. Cleared away by Barbados eventually, and now they have it with what might be a drop ball by the looks of things, as referee Perry comes over now, and yes, indeed, it's a drop ball. This is Thompson, plays this one forward to Rollins, perhaps a bit too casual, allows Antigua to step in through Bartley. This is Henry. Try the up and over, but it was just too strong. That first touch allows Watson to gather. Barbados for the time being down to 10 men, as Griffith is still off on that far side there receiving treatment. Small gives it away to the Antiguans coming forward that time. This is a good ball. Harney Rogerson, though, perhaps trying to be a bit too cheeky. Amari Small back to Gittins. Thompson will get it now. Tries to shuffle it inside to Small, but it's defended away by Joshua James for Antigua and Barbuda. Free kick to Barbados. Pumped up field by Small. Well defended. Still Barbados with it now. This is Thompson. Skips past a couple challenges. This is good ball from Rollins now to Small. Small gets himself into some trouble, but bailed out by referee Alexi Perry's whistle. In the meantime, it seems as though Griffith has been able to resume his duties for Barbados on that far side after a period of treatment. This is a good ball over the top. Rollins spins his man. Walters comes across, though it's still Rollins, still alive. Barbados get it goalward into the grateful arms of Jameer Thomas for Antigua and Barbuda. Danger averted. One more look at it. Good free kick along this left-hand side. Rollins spun himself into a good position. Seemed to be well defended by Walters before eventually it got back to Thomas, who is again in possession. 29 minutes played. Still without a goal. Antigua 0, Barbados 0. Here are the Bajans again now. This is Ward. Ward tries to spare his pass through. Gets it back and he's barged into by Walters. Walters never shy to step in. That time aggressively so. But Barbados will make a substitution. And the player leaving the field is Rollins. Just approaching half an hour played for him today. And the man coming on, Sasha Pounder, the number 11. Quite skillful player, could be a handful. And perhaps the Bajan technical staff spotting an opportunity for his particular style of play. He likes to take on and also isn't reluctant at all to cut in, drift inside and support the front two, which today consists of D'Amico Jordan and Javonte Ward. So the early substitution, Pounder is in the meantime. This is Small with the free kick. It had the power, it had the direction, but once more just sailing over the bar. And Jameer Thomas happy to watch it in goal for Antigua and Barbuda. Here's Hani Rogerson for Antigua and Barbuda. Loses out. Still, though, has the desire to win it back for his team and gets it forward now to his teammate, who eventually loses out. And Barbados will try to build again now. This is a good ball, searching ball for Small to get Pounder going. He's unable to keep it close to him and allows the recovery challenge from Bartley, but he gets it again now, Pounder. And he's just, again, perhaps thinking that there's more time than there actually was. This is Small for Barbados, loses out for a throw-in to the boys in blue. This is Phoenix. Gets it back to Musa. Can't quite get a good foot on it. Phoenix now will get it clear for Antigua and Barbuda. Out for a throw-in to Barbados, though, on that left side, as Camacho couldn't quite run it down. So we are inside the final 5 minutes of the first half here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. The scoreline still yet to be affected, as Antigua and Barbuda and Barbados remain goalless. So don't forget, still action, more action to come from this venue, the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima. Following this one, Cayman Islands and Guyana will take to center field. Both of those teams in pretty much a dead rubber match as they sit in positions 4 and 5 in this group. Cayman Islands, they're on 1 point. So too Guyana on 1 point. And both without a chance of advancing beyond the group stage. However, these two teams currently in heated action here at the Larry Gomes Stadium do in fact fancy their chances. In fact, Barbados have pretty much already done their just duties. They have won all 3 of their matches, quite handsomely so at that. And they sit comfortably at the top of this group. Antigua and Barbuda can't usurp them. They only have 4 points and will only get a possible 3 with a victory here today to move them on to 7. But most importantly, they'll get into a more comfortable second spot as we have another stoppage. Griffith is again the man down on that far side, and he's not at all having a pleasant afternoon. He'll be attended to for a second time as we enter the final minute of play in this first period. Griffith earlier seemed to be struggling with a lower back injury, and we know how those can be. It's never quite out of the forest, even after seeking and receiving the utmost medical attention. But thankfully he's up on his feet and able to walk himself off to that far side to be attended to by the Bayesian physiotherapist, who for this match is Khadijah Williams. Play resumes with a throw-in on this near side, however, as we anticipate the display of additional time. There's going to be 1 minute added on to the end of the first half here at the Larry Gomes Stadium between Antigua and Barbuda and Barbados. Still no goals to show, but something might happen here for Barbados if Antigua and Barbuda aren't careful. Walters does his utmost. Still not quite clear before it's booted away now, this time by Bartley. But it's coming right back at them, Antigua and Barbuda. This is Jordan for Barbados, shuffles it wide. And that's a giveaway. This is Alan Henry now for Antigua and Barbuda. And again, just a bit complacent. Allows the recovery of Javier Marshall for Barbados, who gets it forward now toward Jordan. And then again, another wild swath before it's eventually headed clear by Bartley. Small now, he's tried to release Pounder. And that is the very last action of first half play between Antigua and Barbuda from the Larry Gomes Stadium here against Barbados in this Group A in Tier 2 of the Caribbean Football Union Under-14 Boys Challenge Series. At halftime, it is Antigua and Barbuda 0, Barbados 0. So as the players retreat to the comfort of the locker rooms, we get ready to review what's transpired in the opening 35. It's been a pretty uneventful match by way of chances created, or any dangerous chances created at that. Antigua and Barbuda perhaps might count themselves unfortunate not to have been a bit more decisive with a couple of the opportunities they were able to create, in particular Luke Harney-Rogerson, who had a couple free kicks, unable to beat the wall this time, though he picked up his own rebound and was begging even for a penalty decision, but referee Alexi Perry was unmoved. They came forward again, this time a good looking ball, but no desire to get onto the end of it. In the meantime, Barbados did create the odd opportunity. This one on the swivel was struck by D'Amico Jordan, wide of the mark, and then trying to go through on goal again. This time was Jordan, but Walters has been a rock in defense for Antigua and Barbuda, as he was that time, to see off any danger. This perhaps was their best opportunity, falling to Luke Harney-Rogerson, the Antiguans. He danced his way into position, but then allowed the Barbados defense to recover. He was always present and almost at the heart of most of their positive movements forward. Harney-Rogerson, that time his shot from way outside was blocked away. And then this was a good opportunity for Barbados. Good persistence by Rollins against Walters, but eventually harmlessly into the hands of Shamir Thomas. Amari Small with a free kick from way outside. And then this time here, searching for the run of Pounder, who was able to get onto it, but just couldn't keep it under his possession, allowed Barbuda to clear it away. And so it ends at the end of the first 35 minutes between Antigua and Barbuda and Barbados, goalless. Stick around, we'll have further action from the Larry Gomes Stadium in the second half in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the Larry Gomes Stadium here in Arima, Trinidad for second half action in this Group A encounter in Tier 2 of the CFU Under-14 Boys Challenge Series. Antigua and Barbuda taking on Barbados. We would have witnessed a goalless first half between these two teams. No doubt both sides and both sets of players will be coming out with one mission and one mission only, which is to get the goals going in this second period. Antigua and Barbuda come forward now through their number 10, Lukhani Rogerson, just ran off of it, and Barbados will bring it the other way. This is their captain for this afternoon, Amari Small. Good switch of play to Sacha Pounder, who is offside. Of course, Pounder would have come into the fray as an early substitute in this match. He came in the first half, replacing Rajari Rollins. Having started and scored in the first match of this tournament, Pounder, and of course missing out on a few opportunities in that match, which was a 6-2 win over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He's immediately haunted by the assistant referee's flag. He would have been offside on a number of occasions in that match, leading to him missing out on perhaps a greater personal tally. And there he was offside again. Meanwhile, though, Antigua and Barbuda tried to bring it forward. Can't quite do so, and this is Joshua James for Antigua and Barbuda chasing backward. Gets it to Musa. His clearance is scuffed to Phoenix, but he loses out, and Barbados are trying to attack again now. This is substitute Malik Peters. He was the only change at halftime, Peters. And he comes in to replace Denari Griffith, who we would have seen struggling with an injury of some sort throughout that first period, unable to carry on. So it's Peters on in his place. Does well to earn a free kick in his first real bit of action for Barbados. Peters, it's going to be overseen by Delonte Ward. Clipped in nicely on his left foot. And here now is Peters underneath it, but he can't quite bring it under control, and it's coming forward with Antigua's Mario Lewis. This is Rogerson, Hani Rogerson, and he goes over in a heap under a challenge from Thompson. Free kick then to Antigua and Barbuda. Another foul committed by Barbados. At that time it was again Thompson on the one of the smallest men on the field. It's difficult to tell who takes the accolade between Mario Lewis and Hani Rogerson, both of Antigua and Barbuda. But size is hardly any indication of ability, as we've seen so far throughout this tournament. Players small in stature but big in composure, skill, technique. Here's James for Antigua and Barbuda, trying to get this man going, Camacho. Peters now for Barbados, cutting inside. He has Pounder setting off on a run. Passes there, but it's seen all the way by Thomas in goal for Antigua and Barbuda, and he collects without any real fuss and will thump this upfield now. Hani Rogerson with a good first touch. Just allowing the Bajan defense to sniff it out. And here now is James. That's a wayward pass picked up now by Pounder for Barbados. He's looking to get on his bike. Good skill. Shuffles it back to Marshall, and then Small loses out to Lewis, and he can't quite link up with Hani Rogerson. So pretty intense battle so far in this second period. Both teams unable to really, or unwilling rather, to give the other any time and space. So much so that Antigua and Barbuda see it fit to make 2 substitutions. The players exiting are numbers 17 and 16. Delonte Phoenix, number 17, and Alan Henry, number 16. And the players coming in to replace them, Rashawn Samuel, number 12. And of course, the other addition or introduction is Thorne Brathwaite Jr., number 14. Here's Barbados. Peters just rides the challenge of Hani Rogerson, who protests his, or makes his dissatisfaction known toward referee Perry, who pulls him over now into a talking to. Just letting him know that perhaps he may have escaped a caution. Free kick is long toward few oncoming Barbados players, but unable to pick any of them out before Thomas collects. And his distribution is a bit too hot to handle for James. Throw into Barbados on this near touchline. Flicked on by Peters. Just cleared away. This now is Samuel. Picks it up. This is Hani Rogerson. An intelligent pass asking for Ethan Camacho to go after it. And allowing it to run out of play for Barbados that time, Israel Watson. So already in this second period, Thomas has had to intervene on quite a number of occasions on behalf of Antigua and Barbuda. Perhaps an indication that Barbados are trying to turn things up a bit. But he's done well. He's stood steadfastly to the task, Thomas, each time of asking. While Antigua and Barbuda are trying to mount a threat of their own. This now is Thompson. He loses out to Camacho. Shuffles it inside to substitute Samuel, and he loses out. Still alive. Still with it, Antigua and Barbuda. This is Bartley to pick up the loose ball to Joseph. Joseph trying to just slip it through to Hani Rogerson, but he's fouled, and referee Perry takes the opportunity to also see after the health of the player that's down. And that very well could be Talik Joseph. Or indeed, it actually seems to be Camacho out on that far side, requiring some attention. So still goalless here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. It's been an interesting matchup. Barbados, although they've taken the opportunity to rest quite a few of their regular starters, they've seemed unable to break down this Antigua and Barbuda side. Apart from today, Barbados have breezed through this competition. They started off with a 6-2 win over St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Friday, before defeating Guyana 6-2 as well, and following that all up with a 4-1 win over the Cayman Islands. And that has put them in charge of Group A on 9 points. They've already secured progress to the second phase of this competition. And Antigua and Barbuda are trying to do the same if they can get the required result today. That's a shot coming in from the free kick from Walters. Well struck. Decent enough direction, but still wide of the target. So Antigua and Barbuda, they can also progress, or should also progress. They've amassed 4 points, the same as St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, however, have played all 4 of their matches and so do not have an opportunity to improve on that. And it means that Antigua and Barbuda, for all intents and purposes, will be the second place or the runners-up in this group. Barbados, meanwhile, have made 2 more substitutions. Javier Marshall and D'Amico Jordan have been withdrawn. And 2 of their players coming in is this man who is chasing after this ball down the line, Adam King. He's accustomed to playing in the back. Today he's given an outing, it seems, along this right-hand side. And in the meantime, another of the players coming on for Barbados is Rosario Roach, number 6. Here he is now on the ball, doing some defensive work, Roach. And here's King as well, just making himself a nuisance. Having just come on, he's the fresh pair of legs for them. And it's just breaking to him now. He's forcing Antigua backward. This now is Hani Rogerson to Mario Lewis. Chased down by Thompson. And it's going to be goal kick, Antigua and Barbuda. Stern challenge there to avoid any danger by Thorne, as the man bearing down for Antigua and Barbuda that time was Samuel. They'll make another switch, Antigua and Barbuda. Off is Camacho. In, Delroy Francis. come again now. Antigua and Barbuda through the man who's just entered the field of play, Delroy Francis, that time unable to rely on his close control. Barbados got it away, but here he is again now, Francis. Harney Rogerson is muscled off of it by Roach. But it's going to be another free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. Walters steps forward. Joseph is also in attendance. Four men in the wall, including Pounder, King, Roach, and Small. And four beyond them. This is Joseph. It was dipping, and dipping, but in the end, not quickly enough. And just watching it dip beyond the crossbar was Jamari Watson. Didn't need to make a save in the end, though. That's another free kick to Barbados. Small is going to try to lump it forward. He's being harassed, however, by Francis. And this is it now, but it's straight to Rogerson. And he's playing it down the channel toward Francis, but alert to it all was Watson. This now is Thompson for Barbados. He'll go all the way back to Gittins. Gittins gets it forward now to Roach. Roach on the turn. He has Pounder in space. So too is King. Bartley does it well enough, but it's with Pounder now. And then Bartley just gets back and puts in the challenge to win possession. But here's Small now picking it up on halfway for Barbados. Still just can't find enough room and time. This is Lewis now. So it's a pretty seesaw battle of backs and forwards between these two teams. And this is a good-looking ball by Roach toward King. Only half cleared, but Harney Rogerson picks it up for Antigua and Barbuda. This is played forward now by James, and it's a nice turn by Samuel. Still Samuel, but Thorne steps in. Peters now to Roach. Two substitutes for Barbados. Roach steps inside, gets it back now to Peters. Can't quite control it. And now Samuel will bring it forward for Antigua. Doesn't get very far before Malik Peters recovers to concede the throw-in. So just off in the background, the clouds are beginning to thicken and darken here around the Larry Gomes Stadium. But nothing really by way of moisture here, not at least from the skies. Instead, it'll come from the water bottles of these collections of players, as it is the cooling break in this second period. Still, though, no goals to show by either Antigua and Barbuda or Barbados. Midway through the second half of this encounter, remember, Barbados, they already have a very healthy record in this competition and in this particular group. 3 wins out of 3. Antigua and Barbuda, however, they have 1 win and 1 draw, and will be looking perhaps for something that will boost their morale and confidence as they aim to move into the next round of this competition. 4 points to their credit so far. And an opportunity for them, if they can just find that bit of quality and class in the areas of the pitch most necessary to spring a bit of what would definitely be a bit of a shock on Barbados. In the meantime, the clouds, the heavens have opened up here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Just a light drizzle comes down. As we see here, another free kick to Antigua and Barbuda. Barbados, meanwhile, have one player going through warm-ups. Those warm-ups seem to be completed now, and Antigua and Barbuda also have one man off the bench. May soon be thinking about making that change. We'll have something to think about here now, though. This is a good ball played forward by King to Peters. He might be a passes man. He is. He just clips it, tries to lift it above Thomas. What a save. Brave in the challenge there, and advancing quickly off his line was Shamir Thomas to deny Malik Peters what looked like a sure opportunity or even a sure goal. But they'll still have some more defending to do, Antigua, only momentarily. It's cleared away by Harney Rogerson. Picked up now by Delroy Francis. Gets it to Samuel. Ole, as they say. This is Samuel with a good ball forward toward Lewis. He wasn't expecting it, it seemed. And in the end, it trickles back to the man in goal for Barbados, Jamari Watson. This is Gittins. Plays it out wider now to Thompson for Barbados. Charge down. By Brathwaite Jr. This is Pounder now for Barbados. It's hooked forward by Thompson before Shamir Thomas is off his line to clear. Only as far as Small, but he can't keep it under control, and it's cleared off of him by James for Antigua and Barbuda, and this latest throw-in. Meanwhile, substitution by Barbados rather, and the man exiting is Javante Ward. The man coming in is the regular captain, Jamarco Johnson. So off number 15, Javante Ward, and in is number 10, Jamarco Johnson. Antigua and Barbuda will also make a substitution. Mario Lewis has done all that he can on their behalf, and replacing him is number 19, Joel Hadje. Here now is King to retrieve for Barbados. Tries to be clever to get by Joshua James, who sticks to his task. This is Small. Plays it into Johnson. Johnson still has it, but he's just hounded out of possession. And he gets the favor of the official on this near side, who's indicating that there may have been some shirt pulling, and that has led to this latest free kick opportunity now for Barbados. Pounder is given the responsibility. As Thomas sets his wall, it's a four-man wall ahead of him. Pounder! And what a goal! He finds the top left-hand corner. It was, one would say, a long time in coming. And there was that man, Sasha Pounder, with the precision of a surgeon. He puts it into the top corner, and there was nothing Thomas could do. He's been excellent in goal throughout for Antigua and Barbuda. That time, though, Pounder had him beaten all ends up. And what a goal that was from the number 11, who was sprinted away to his teammates along the touchline to receive their adulation and congratulations for a fine goal indeed that now separates these two teams just on the mark, on the stroke of an hour played. Sasha Pounder, the difference maker, in a 1-0 lead for Barbados over Antigua and Barbuda. Fine goal that time by Pounder, and it perhaps might have just spurred Barbados into life, or perhaps it may be what Antigua and Barbuda needed to inspire them into an appropriate response. Ole, as the crowd here of Barbados supporters erupt in support of the skill shown that time by Peters. And suddenly this game has just burst into another gear as these two teams battle. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Barbados, they are certainly favoring themselves to maintain a 100% record in group play in this competition. They've won 3, and should they maintain this lead or even add to it, they'll be on their way to 4 wins out of 4 in this competition. The free kick is booted forward by Amari Small, but Thomas, again, as he has been, is there to avoid any danger for Antigua and Barbuda. However, they concede a free kick now. Will Pounder fancy himself again, or would it be another substitute? This time the captain, Jamarco Johnson, looks like he wants to have a crack at it. His temporary stand-in, Amari Small, is also in attendance. Takes a measurement here now. Who's it going to be? Is it Small or Johnson? It's not going to be Small. It's Johnson with a cracker. Wide of the mark. So still, Barbados with a 1-goal advantage. Couldn't add to it with that free kick. But here now come Antigua and Barbuda. Man doing the work on the right-hand side there is Samuel. He's moved over to that side from the left. And the man picking up the position on the left instead is the recent substitute, Joel Hadje. Barbados now, this is Thompson. Only half cleared. Barkley now gets it in toward Thorne. Brathwaite Jr. still alive for Antigua. This is good skill by Harney Rogerson. He goes down, but referee Perry says play on before allowing play to continue again here. And now this time Antigua and Barbuda will have the free kick. This is Harney Rogerson. He's not at all happy with the challenge that came in from Gittins. Gittins still looks nonplussed as to what is the issue. And referee Perry is having to keep things here under control. Harney Rogerson is lucky to escape more severe punishment for his actions towards Gittins. Much ado about nothing in the end, though, as it's going to be a free kick to Antigua and Barbuda. Walters, by all accounts, might be the man fancying himself. He measures up. You know he can strike them, but can he direct this one beyond the wall and on target? He can indeed get it beyond the wall. He also gets it beyond the goal. And so now it's a goal kick to Barbados. Quite a few supporters have streamed in for the boys in blue. This now is Johnson. He has the run of Malik Peters. He stayed on side, but he's forced wide now. 2 to aim at, and he just can't get his foot around it enough to direct it onto the arrival of either Adam King or Sacha Pounder. Let's look at it again. What a ball that time by Johnson to release Peters. And just there, the cross failing him that time. As once again, Antigua and Barbuda let off the hook. Here they come though, the boys in yellow. That time, the attack stopped in its tracks by Bartley. And then committing the foul, Jamarco Johnson on Brathwaite Jr. for Antigua and Barbuda. They'll have another free kick. Walters from inside the center circle floats this one up. Gittins misjudges it. It's still with the Antiguan attack before it's just gratefully accepted by Watson for Barbados. He's trying to get them going again with an attack. Cleared away by Antigua Barbuda. This is Hadje. Gets it now to Joseph. Joseph has Francis. Brathwaite Jr. to Harney Rogerson. Wider now to Samuel. Samuel on the charge. This is a good-looking cross, but it's eventually dealt with by a combination of Xavier Thorne and Thompson, and eventually the foul is committed, allowing Barbados some relief to get forward again with a free kick. This is Peters. Hadje is onto the loose ball for Antigua and Barbuda. James makes a mess of it. This is Adam King. He'll favor a run here. Blows past Musa, but Musa is strong in the challenge. And concedes only a throw-in to Barbados. This is Peters now. Peters back to King. King to Johnson. Johnson, he has Peters in support, but he does it himself. He's still going. Johnson, what a save. Another one by Thomas. Pounder. This is Peters to get his item. He's really changed the complexion of this match. He was the man that won the free kick, leading to the opening goal, and now he just seals the deal. It seems as though Barbados are running away with this. 2-0 now the lead, as we see scattered across the field. See the Antiguan players, they have fallen to the will of this Bajan team, as we saw there Johnson doing all of the work, the rebound falling to Pounder, he lost out, and then Malik Peters was on spot to put it away and give them the breathing room they so desire. 67 minutes and a half played. Barbados 2, Antigua and Barbuda 0. So it is almost a foregone conclusion now that Barbados will end with a 100% record. 4 wins from 4 matches played in this group stage of the Under-14 Challenge Series. But it's not over until it's over, as they say. Antigua and Barbuda will have more chances to try to come forward. Not if, though, Pounder has the legs to catch up to this one. A pass sprayed forward by Jamarco Johnson. Couldn't quite run it down, and now it's going to be a throw-in to Antigua and Barbuda. Bartley gets it to Samuel, but he loses out to Pounder. This is Johnson now. Barbados, they are beginning to swoon. That time Johnson went for the shot from downtown and couldn't quite put it on target. And the fourth official is readying the indication of additional time at the end of this match. Barbados, good defending. This is Thorne. Chased down by Francis. Evades the tackle. This is Small now on the turn. This is Peters. Just out of nowhere. He draws a dangerous tackle from Khalik Joseph. Referee Perry is having none of it. Just a matter of seconds remaining in regulation time. So far, so good if you are Bajan. As they look very favored to see this one out. The free kick comes in now from Small. 3 minutes of additional time. 3 minutes for Antigua and Barbuda to find perhaps some bit of magic. It's not going to come there, as Thompson sticks to his task. He's been fantastic defensively for them along that left-hand side. Jazori Thompson. Here now comes Peters again. Antigua and Barbuda, they're beginning to lose their heads a bit there. The Antiguans. That time Bartley looked to retaliate on a tackle that was being put in by Jamako Johnson. In the end, good sense prevailed. And so play will resume with a free kick now to Antigua and Barbuda. And just for context, let it be known that even if they do end up on the losing side of things this afternoon, as it may very well be in a matter of seconds from now, Antigua and Barbuda, they will still finish second in the group. Although they will be level on points with St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they do have a better goal difference, -1, or rather -2 if it stays this way. While St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they are on -3. So all they'll be thinking about now, Antigua and Barbuda, is perhaps not conceding any more goals. And once they are able to complete that task, all should be well for them. In the meantime, Barbados are well on their way to a winning result. And should they get it, it would mean that they win all 4 of their matches in Group A here in Tier 2 of the Under-14 Challenge Series. They're fighting to the very end. That time, the 2 number 9s in a tussle. Joshua James for Antigua and Barbuda and Malik Peters for Barbados, leading now to a throw-in for the team in yellow. This is James. He has 2 defenders onto him, but he does succeed in winning the throw-in. Or rather a free kick. One more action, one more chance for them. Antigua and Barbuda. Musa will try to get this onto an Antiguan head. 6 of them in the penalty area. Heads go up now. This is underneath it. Brathwaite Jr. and a save forced out of Watson. It's going to be a corner kick for Antigua and Barbuda. Harney Rogerson goes over. Referee Perry has a look at his watch. This very well might be the last bit of action. 8 players for Antigua and Barbuda. None of them, though, could get onto the end of it. And with that comes the final whistle here at the Larry Gomes Stadium that sees Barbados come away with a 2-0 win over Antigua and Barbuda. They fought long and hard before it eventually arrived via goals in the 59th minute from substitute Sasha Pounder, and then the nail in the coffin, as they say, in the 67th minute from Malik Peters to earn Barbados this final result, 2-0, that keeps them undefeated in group play, Group A action in Tier 2 of the CFU Under-14 Boys Challenge. Their results to date: a 6-2 win over St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a 6-2 win over Guyana, a 4-1 win over the Cayman Islands, and their first clean sheet, first shutout of the group stages, 2-0 over Antigua and Barbuda. And you just love to see it off in the distance there. The players, even at this level, they understand the fundamentals, the rudiments of the beautiful game, which dictate that even in celebrating victory, it is the sporting thing to do to go over to your opponent, shake a hand, and even console them if need be, as seems to be the case for some of these Antiguan players. They fought well, they fought hard, and although they came out on the losing end today by a difference of 2-0, it certainly must be said that they have impressed. They end on 4 points in this group and will remain in second position. In the meantime, we stand by for the presentation of this afternoon's player of the match. It's anyone's guess. Mine would be perhaps even the goalkeeper on the losing side, Shamir Thomas, who made quite a number of great saves that kept his team in it for as long as possible, 59 minutes out of the 70 to be exact, before he was eventually beaten by really a thing of beauty from Sasha Pounder. So here we see the presentation being readied for the player of the match. And it's going to be Sasha Pounder from Barbados, the number 11. He came into today's proceedings quite early on by general standards. Of course, he was a first-half substitute in for Rajari Rollins. And he was the man to break the deadlock as this match went on and on. His free kick in the 59th minute finally broke down this Antigua and Barbuda unit and allowed Barbados the footing to go on and get one more via Malik Peters in the 67th. That sees the final scoreline read Barbados 2, Antigua and Barbuda 0. So congratulations to them and congratulations to their player of the match, Sasha Pounder. Let's have a look at the game highlights. Antigua and Barbuda, after the first half kickoff, had this chance, floated in by Ethan Camacho, but well collected by Watson in goal for Barbados. Then the Bajans came forward. This was a shot coming in from D'Amico Jordan that time, unable to hit the target. And he was the man giving chase this time again, but well ushered by the Antigua and Barbuda captain, Shamal Walters. That time the free kick from Phoenix was high over the bar, and perhaps the best chance for Antigua and Barbuda here by falling to Luke Harney Rogerson. He was unable to drift into a goal scoring position. And then here he was again with a shot from way outside that just was repelled. they continued to try for that opening item, Barbados. This was the man Rollins before he was eventually substituted, forcing and causing some chaos in the back line. Then Amari Small with another free kick from way outside. Small was looking for the run of Pounder here, who had come in as a substitute for Rollins, but he was unable to put the ball under his magic that time. In the second half, Antigua and Barbuda with this free kick saw it struck hard and low, but wide of the mark by the captain Walters. And then Barbados, they continued to come forward with their usual very rugged and certainly aggressive style of play. That time Adam King well defended. Antigua and Barbuda searching for something, saw Francis slipping in behind his opponents that time, but unable to trouble Watson in goal, who was alert to any danger. And this time the free kick from Joseph was dipping, but not soon enough. Barbados, meantime, continued to come forward. This was King. Roach looking for the run of King, but unable to pick him out. And they continued to come forward for Bajans. This time King to another of their substitutes, Malik Peters. He was in behind and just tried to lift it over the advancing Shamir Thomas. And in the aftermath of that, they conceded a free kick. Antigua and Barbuda, which you just witnessed, was placed into the top shelf by Sasha Pounder for the game's opening goal in the 59th minute. From there, they continued to seek out other opportunities, Barbados. This time, Jamarco Johnson was wide of the mark from a free kick of his own. And then a bit of a tussle between the players here, as you can see. Luke Harney Rogerson and Ty Gittins. The resulting free kick was over the bar by Walters. And then Barbados continued to pour forward. This time Johnson picked out the run of Peters. He was an ever-willing runner once he came into the mix, Peters, but he was unable to supply the end product. And so things went on, with Barbados leading narrowly. Antigua and Barbuda were hardly able to create any meaningful chances. That time a cross by Samuel was cut out, and then here King going off on a run, but well defended by Musa of Antigua and Barbuda. And resulting from that exchange was a chance to Jamarco Johnson from the throw-in, forcing the save from Thomas, and he couldn't quite get there to deny the second effort, which was put away by Malik Peters to secure the 2-0 final result. Barbados topping the group with a perfect 4 wins from 4 matches, and they celebrate on screen now their really astute performances in this competition, winning Group A with 12 points from 4 matches, and they will top the Group A in Tier 2. In the meantime, this is where we will have to leave you from the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima as far as that match goes, but stick around for match number 2 today, which will see the other 2 teams to complete their schedule in this group, Guyana and the Cayman Islands. In the meantime, you can be a part of some of the action by scanning the QR code on screen to take part in the spectator survey, as well as for a chance to win some of our prizes. They include a Sport TT notepad, cap and keychain, drawstring Visit Trinidad bag, water bottle, and microfiber towel, as well as an Ice True Sport t-shirt, pencil case, and phone popper. Thank you must go out as well to our partners in this endeavor, the 2014 CFU Under-14 Series, the Ministry of Sport and Community Development of Trinidad and Tobago, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, Sixth Rent-A-Car, Subway, Stream Blue, and Powerade. Those are our kind partners, as well as, of course, Sixth Rent-A-Car, the official ground transportation provider for the 2024 CFU Boys Under-14 Challenge Series, which is happening right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Stick around. We'll have more action to come in this group from this venue, the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima, in our 4 p.m. kickoff. Stand by for Guyana against the Cayman Islands.
It doesn't matter if you speak English, or if your native tongue is French, Spanish, or Dutch. It doesn't matter if you are male or female, young or young at heart. We in the Caribbean Football Union speak the same language. Football.
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 And we speak with one voice.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Subway Series presents the Italianos, 3 new subs made with an Italian flair. Say ciao to the zesty hotshot Italiano, the tastier than ever ultimate BMT, or go all in with the boss. Each served with a free 16-ounce drink. Elevate your game at Subway.
Bob, I know it's dangerous, but you're the only one who can unite the people. You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.